Boom. Had a little trouble there. Had a little trouble, bro. Had a little trouble. What's up, Brandon? Had a little trouble getting on here, man. My internet was acting up a bit. Yeah, I changed the channel, bro. I changed the channel to I don't know. I think it's a lion's face now. I think it's a blue lion's face. Yeah, sorry, sorry, Brandon, man. I was having trouble getting on, man. I couldn't. I was clicking go live, go live. It wasn't working. You can hear me? Everything good though now? Everything good? Give me thumbs up. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I felt like changing that. I felt like changing that there, brother. Felt like changing it. I just felt like changing it for a bit, man. Tiger season's done, so I'll switch back and forth. Always Lions, Tigers, whatever, right? So, but I'm having a little trouble with my internet, guys. So if I go down or anything, I try to come back, try to stick around, man. I was having a little trouble even creating this broadcast yesterday on stream. Let me do it. I had to do it like 2-3 times, and even and then getting on it now, man. I'm working on getting a new computer, man. But been saying it for months, but it's time. What's up, Frog Crop? How you doing, buddy? Doing good? Feel a little bit better this week, bud? I know I do. I feel a little bit better from a Lions victory. 4 quarters of football, man. They finally played it. Hey, it's Jacksonville Jaguars, but who cares, man? You play who you're scheduled to play, man. What's up, Book Spray? How you doing, buddy? Lions versus Falcons. Who you got, man? You know what I'm saying, man? This is going to be a tough one for me, man. Well, every game's tough for Lions, man, but they always play tough. They play teams tough. Right now, as on a Wednesday, it's Wednesday, right? I got the Falcons edging them out right now. That offense is scary in Atlanta. That's not a one. Like I said in my video, if you don't go check out my video, man, that's not a 1-5 football team over there. That's defense is not good. They don't have a good defense at all. Like at all. Like they're really bad defensively, really, really bad. But their offense, wow, it's scary. Their offense is really, really scary. They don't run the ball all that great, but they still got Todd Gurley, and they got a really pretty good backup in that Brian Hill kid. A little scat back, a little bit of power to him, quick. But Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Hayden Hurst, Russell Gage, Matt Ryan, they're going to be tough. I don't know who's going to cover. Who's going to, like, whoever's on Okuda, play that guy in fantasy. You know what I mean? Right now, I'm not trying to bash on Okuda, but my God, I'm guessing he's going to be on Ridley. I hope he's not on Julio, but Ridley's no joke either because Julio Jones is 1, and Calvin Ridley's a 1A. Like, you know what I mean? He's a 1A. He's not even a 1B. He's a 1A. He's a 1A. Calvin Ridley could be a number 1 on many, many football teams in the NFL. He's a stud. But right now, I could change my mind. I got another shootout. I'm predicting a shootout in Atlanta. It's going to be, I'm almost going to go almost the same route that I did the Jacksonville game. I was close with the Lions numbers, but I was way off in the Jacksonville number. 34-31, something like that. Both teams give up a lot of points, a lot of yards. Atlanta gives up a ton of yards. Like most in the league are second in the league. So it's going to be, it's going to be crazy. Am I going to create a playlist? Like, you mean music, bro? You know what? I thought about doing that. I've actually thought about doing that, man. Playlist. You talk about music, right? Because I like all kinds of different types of music. I was actually thinking of doing that, man. I was actually thinking of doing that. And I could just make them visible for everybody, man. So it's actually a way to build your channel too, I think. It's attaboy, Frog Crop. Attaboy, buddy. I like to see you smile, bro. Yeah, we got some injuries. I saw there's a couple injuries. They put Julian Akwar on IR today. I seen that. What did I see? Who else? Who else was hurt? I saw Austin Bryant came back to practice. So he's set to come back, which is beautiful. We need him. We need him, man. That kid was a force at Clemson, man. He's a force. Hey, Chris Green, what's up, buddy? Text you yesterday, bro. Didn't text me back. I used to do to a friend, dude. It's not nice. I thought you were my boy, man. Wanted to talk Lions. What did I text you again? I text you again? Yeah. Oh, yeah, about the New England Patriots. Everybody calling the New England Patriots retreads. Like, well, the Lions, because we pick up the retreads like Harmon. We picked up Collins. We picked up, who else we pick up? Danny Shelton. You know, in the past, we've just done we've done a lot of Patriot things. But you want to know what's funny about it? You want to know what's funny? People make fun of all that. But you go look at our defensive stats, it's all Patriots making plays. Harmon with 2 interceptions, Danny Shelton with a couple batted balls, Jamie Collins up there with tackles. Yeah, so it's like those guys are making Trey Flowers making plays, you know, not as much as he should be, but he's making plays. You think Minnesota's tanking, brother? I don't know, man. Tanking for Trevor? They could be. They could be, man. They could. Kirk Cousins could be looking for another job next year. Be interesting to see where he goes. I don't know if they're tanking them. They're trying to, man. They're putting up points. They're putting up points though. They're scoring. You know what I mean? Their defense really ain't helping them out. But yeah, you said we had some injuries, man. I'm trying to figure out who I saw on injury report. It didn't seem like it was that big today. I know they put Julian Okwara on IR, and they had a couple guys. I got to pull that up, man. I got to pull that up. The players seem to play tough with the new coach. Yeah, man. Raheem Morris. He's got him feeling uncomfortable over there. He's got him working hard. Man, I thought they were working hard for Quinn too. Their defense is trash. I'm telling you, guys, their defense is pure trash. Their secondary is awful. Awful. Like, there's no excuse. There's no excuse for Stafford to have a day. Stafford hasn't been right the past couple of games. So I think something's going on with him. But that's a whole other issue. But they need to score on that team. So they play decent run defense, but they cannot cover the pass. Atlanta cannot cover the pass. They're awful. They're awful, awful secondary. Like, when's Marvin Jones going to show up, man? Going to be close. I think we win our run game with our run game. I hope so, man. Swift's the real deal. So we need instant impact players. I don't know why they would take Okudah. Well, he was supposed to be impactful. He was supposed to be, you know what I mean? He's learning. Think about it, though, man. At 3, who are you taking? Isaiah Simmons? He's not even playing in Arizona. We've talked about this, brother. Isaiah Simmons is barely even playing, if at all, in Arizona. So, okay, so that's one guy. Would he be playing here? Who knows? Maybe he would, maybe he wouldn't. Derek Brown, he's not doing nothing in Carolina. People keep saying that he's stopping the run. The guy barely has any stats. So I don't see why he's helping out in the run. Maybe he's filling the gap. You know, man, he's filling the gaps. Like, you know, he make a play, man. And then who else? Who else could you have took? Javon Kinlaw, who went to the 49ers. He hasn't done too much either. Really, I don't like. You know what I mean? People say we should have took this guy, should have took that guy. Oh, we should have took Tua and all that stuff. But like, at least Okudah's playing and he's learning. What's Isaiah Simmons? That's the guy I wanted. And I'm not bashing you guys. I wanted Isaiah Simmons. You know what I mean? But if he's not playing in Arizona, would he be playing here? Who knows, man? Julio's questionable with a hamstring. Yeah, you know what, man? He's just sitting out. That guy barely practices all week, even when he's healthy, man. He'll be playing. If you see that he does, if you see that he's a no practice on a Friday, you might want to worry a little bit. Well, not worry, but actually it'd be a good thing for us. Like, I hate how Bob Quinn always takes players for the future. Yeah, I get it, bro. I get it. But, hey, you know what, though? He's playing. At least he's playing. At least he's playing. He's learning on the fly. And, you know, I think he's getting better. He's such a physical corner. He just needs to learn a little more, man. He needs to learn a little more. He's going to be okay, bro. And I think he's down a stretch. He's going to get better. Look who he's facing. Look who he's got to face this week again. It's like either this kid's going home on a box or this kid's learning. And I think he's got the good mental makeup to be a learner, and he's learning good. Froggy played last week. Yeah. He played last week. Julio Jones, for sure. He's always got the questionable tag on him. Everybody always knows corners never do good their rookie years. Yeah, I know, man. I'm just letting you know, man. The other options, I don't think we're gonna be impactful either. Maybe Derek Brown could have been. Who knows? But he ain't doing squat in Carolina, and Isaiah Simmons isn't doing a thing in Arizona. So those were the two other options I thought. That's who Patricia I thought wanted was Derek Brown, and the other guys wanted. It was a mix between Tua and Simmons. That's who the scouts and the personnel for the Lions wanted. But Quinn overruled everybody and took Okudah. Let's get the retreads. Hey, man, I'm just saying, man, those retreads are making plays. Google it. Google it, bro. That's all I'm saying. At least those guys are making plays. You know what I mean? You look across the board, it's those guys making plays. For as little as the plays have been, those are the guys making them. And then an undrafted free agent named Romeo Okwara, who's been excellent, by the way. Excellent. He had another good game on Sunday. He didn't have any sacks, but he had a nice fumble recovery. He created some pressure. Minnesota Vikings have 11 new guys. Yeah, for sure, man. They're learning, too. They're learning on the fly. All the players that were on the Lions injury report didn't practice today. Trey Flowers, Frank Ragnow, Marvin Jones, everybody. Yeah, Ragnow, man, he's still nursing. Marvin Jones, and Trey Flowers. That's okay. I'm not too worried, but it's a Wednesday, man. We'll worry about that come Friday. You start seeing that stuff on Friday, man, and then we got issues. But Ragnow, man, he's nursing that groin. Marvin Jones. Who's Marvin Jones, by the way? Time for Cephas. Grid called it this year about the Lions. I forget what he called. 3 wins? 4 wins? He could have said that, eh? Oh, look, the MVP. I won in our football picks this week. Boom. Yeah, you know, the wife beat me in the picks. Hey, baby, good job, honey. I love you. I'll let you win, though. So, congrats, eh? That's it, by the MVP, man. She won. Tua. Hey, let's talk Tua a little bit, man. Don't you think? I don't think this is a good move by the Miami Dolphins, putting this guy in, man. I don't think it's a good move. They've won the last 3 out of 4 games, playing well, defense playing well. Fitz is playing really well, Fitzpatrick. And then now you're going to put the kid in? Okay. I don't know, man. I don't think it's a very smart move. And you're putting him in against Aaron Donald, by the way, who's probably licking his chops because he got manhandled against San Francisco, had a really bad game, and you're going to put that kid in and see that beast 5 feet from you, 4 quarters? Okay. Careful what you wish for, man. You better hope that kid doesn't crumble. I'm telling you right now, man. I think he's a good quarterback. I told you guys out from the start, man. I told you guys from the start. I think he's a really good quarterback. He's made of glass. He's made of literally glass. And Aaron Donald is not a man to be messing around with. He's not. So, good luck to you, Tua. I'm rooting for the kid. I hope he does well. Thanks. I won against Mark. It's enough out of you. Tua is what I was screaming. Yeah, man. Hey. We'll see, buddy. We'll see. If we take a future player, it has to be a quarterback we missed. Yeah. Okudah, he's playing, though. Okudah's playing. So it's not a future player. He's playing. So it's not like you know what I mean? It's not like it's the guy sitting on the sidelines learning, man, watching. He's playing and he's getting abused, but he doesn't ever hold his head low. The kid's got moxie, man. He does. He's learning. He's going to learn this Sunday, too. He's going up against two monsters. So we'll see who he's on. I wanted Simmons, but he looks awful so far. Awful, bro. Terrible. Like he barely even plays. He doesn't even play. He's getting the Jared Davis treatment, man. 8 snaps a game. Like he's getting the Julian Okwara treatment, man. He's getting 3rd round treatment, man. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Let's see if I was wrong about Tua. You know about him. I think he's a great quarterback. I just don't think he's tough enough. I don't think he's tough enough. The guy was his injury list, bro, in college was insane. It's like War and Peace, man. It's nuts. It's a laundry list. It's a grocery list. You know what I mean? Of injuries. It's terrible, dude. It's terrible. And you think he's going to be okay in the pros? That's the only reason why I didn't want him, man. That's the only reason why I didn't want him. Like, I want Trevor Lawrence this year, but we're not going to get him. We're not bad enough. Jets are getting him. The Jets are going to get him unless he says, I'm going back to school, which I don't think he's going to. I don't think he's going to at all. He'd be insane to do that, man. In case he go to school and get a catastrophic injury and ruin his whole chances in the NFL. He's going number 1. Mark, that's the new NFL. There's no scrubs. What's that? There are no number 1 wide receivers. What's that, bro? I'm not sure what you're saying there, my man. I'm just saying, if you're talking about Calvin Ridley and Julio, is that what you're talking about? Those guys are 2 number 1 wide receivers, man. You don't see that in the NFL much, though, bro. The wide receivers are a dime a dozen, but you don't see it like that. You see it in Dallas, though. You see it in Dallas and you see it in Atlanta. There are no scrub number 1 wide receivers. Yeah, okay, scrub. Okay, all right, brother. Yeah. Oh, I know that. I'm not saying that. I know that, bro. I'm just saying it's gonna be Okudah is gonna learn on Sunday, and so is Aurorier. Aurorier is in for a fight too. I hope Aurorier is on Julio. I honestly do, because a guy like Julio can shatter your dreams, man. He can shatter your hopes and your dreams, just like that. And Calvin Ridley's no joke, man. Either touchdown machine. So, are you going to talk about the Jared Davis rumors and if we should trade him or not? I'd love to talk about it, brother. Last I heard was Pittsburgh Steelers are interested in him. I haven't heard about anything else. And yeah, bro, guys, ask me questions, man. I'll get to it. You know what I mean? For sure, man. We'll talk about the Jared Davis rumors. What do you think we can get for him, though, man? Pittsburgh might be a little bit desperate. They're 5-0? 5-0? They're 5-0. They just lost Devin Bush, stud linebacker. If they think Jared Davis can come in and be a Devin Bush, then I'll tell you right now, if I was the Lions, I'd be asking for a high price. You're not going to get a first for him. You're not going to get a first. You probably won't get a second. You might be able to finagle a third. Maybe. And that's a hard maybe, man, because I know I've been saying in the past that you'd be lucky to get a 5th for him. But when teams are desperate, I'd be asking for a third for him if I was Quinn. If I was Quinn, I'd be like, okay, man, you want him to replace Devin Bush? You better give me a third. Oh, I know, bro. Bust them balls. Love it, buddy. It's all good. It's what we want around here. It's what we want. No, Grid said the issues would be the pass rush. Yeah, the defense and the aging staff with the O-line will be good. I totally disagreed and was totally wrong. I agreed on I think I agreed on the O-line will be good. I thought the pass rush was going to be better because they were just so hurt last year. I thought that pass rush would be better. I did. I was wrong there, and I was wrong. I was hoping that the defense would just be like around 20th, 21. I think right now they're ranked. They went up a little bit with the Jacksonville game. I think they're about 24th, right? 5th. I could be wrong. But they went up a couple spots, so they only let up 16 points against Jacksonville. I thought Jacksonville was going to dump 30 plus on us, man. I did. They manhandled the Jaguars, man, and that it was a good showing because the other teams that Jacksonville played, they played Indy, put some points against Indy, put some points on Tennessee, a couple touchdowns on Tennessee. So it's not like Jacksonville's a scrub team. They're a bad team. Don't get me wrong, but we played them tough, man, and we beat them for 4 quarters. There was never a time in the game where like, oh no, here we go. So it was a good showing by them, man. I was really impressed. I was impressed, but yeah. So that's all I need to do. But back to this Jared Davis stuff, man. Like, what do you guys want to know about that, man? I'm just wondering. He would probably excel on that defense. That's because that's a pretty good deal. It's a little bit overrated this year. They got guys that can get to the quarterback, though. They get to the quarterback. That's the one thing they do well. But they've been letting up points. They manhandled Cleveland pretty good last week, but they've been scored on. They've been scored on. I'm just wondering what they would want back, man. You know what I mean? Because if I was Bob Quinn, I'm telling you right now, I'm not letting him walk out the door to the Steelers for free. You know what I mean? Like I'm not just taking a fifth. Now with a team like Pittsburgh, they're kind of desperate, man, because it's a little bit desperate move. I'd be asking for a third, man. I'd be asking for a third. I just wonder if it would happen. You know what I mean? It's 35-38 Lions. I like it, bro. I like it. I got no issues with that, man. I got no issues with that. I think it could very well be something like that. I just don't know who's going to stop who. Because I'm telling you, both teams don't play deep. Like we're in tough. We're in tough. Even though people want to disrespect. People want to disrespect the Jags, and that's fine. Disrespect them, but if you actually look at their numbers, they actually haven't been bad all year. They haven't been bad, and I thought they were going to dump a bunch of points on us. Let me say something about all this stuff about how the Lions are playing defense. You guys tell me if I'm wrong on this. This is a little theory I have. Want to hear it? Here we go. Okay, here's my little theory on the Detroit Lions on what they're doing. This is what I've kind of noticed on the 2 wins that they have. Okay, and the 2 wins they have against Arizona and Jacksonville. What's one of the most common denominators there? The quarterback. Smaller version quarterback. Small quarterback, okay? They switched up the defense on Murray, and they switched up the defense on Minshew. Blitzed Murray more, blitzed Minshew more. Played a little bit more zone in Arizona, played a little bit more zone, but played a lot of man against Jacksonville, but they switched it up. Now, just hear me out. And they did a couple other things too against the Packers. They played basically man the whole time. Against the Saints, who's a smaller quarterback than Drew Brees, but he's also a Hall of Fame quarterback. They played a lot of man. I think what it is with Patricia is that it gets in his head. It's kind of like a disrespect thing. He doesn't respect smaller quarterbacks. That's how I feel, and really good quarterbacks. He'd rather his guys be out on the field in coverage against guys like Rodgers, even Trubisky. He kind of like, you know what I mean? Bigger quarterback, you know what I mean? Guy can run, you know what I mean? He should have played more zone against Chicago. He probably would have won the game. But it almost seems like a disrespect thing to me. And it's like, I don't respect your game. So this is what I'm going to, because when you blitz good quarterbacks, when you blitz a lot and you blitz good, like if you blitz Aaron Rodgers, eventually he's going to destroy you. You know what I mean? If you're not good enough in coverage. And I think he didn't have a lot of respect for guys like Minshew and Kyler Murray. And I think that's, and it worked. And it actually worked. And with guys like Rodgers and I guess Trubisky and Breeze, he kind of played a little more man. He kind of sat back, tried to not blitz him as much because he was I don't want to say the word afraid, but it was like cautious, too cautious. Like he didn't take a lot of chances against those guys. And I think that's a mistake. And I think that's what he's going to do against Matt Ryan. Because you blitz Matt Ryan, he's going to pick you apart. Plain and simple. He's going to pick you apart. I just hope they don't get too much into the head and think that they can play man on. They can't just play man on Atlanta. They can't. You can't just have a guy just running around with Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley because they're going to get separation and they're going to destroy you. You know what I mean? You're going to make a couple plays, but you're not going to, 80% of the time, you're going to get beat down. So I think they need to stick with their game plan and they need to blitz Matt Ryan, man. They need to blitz him. And I hope they do. 31-27 Falcons. Yeah, that makes sense. Falcones. I feel like the Falcons are the same exact team as the Lions. Same quarterback, everything almost. They're very similar. Extremely similar. Very similar. Like offensively and defensively. Offensively, Atlanta's lighting up the sky, though. They're really good offensively. They're really good offensively. They got studs all around on that offensive side of the ball, man. Swift is our future. Yeah, you damn right he is, man. That kid's the real deal. I'm just disappointed it took him 6 weeks to figure it out. You know what I mean? 5-6 weeks to figure it out. It took too long. It took too long to figure it out. They should have known how good he was. But then you signed Adrian Peterson for a reason, and I'm kind of glad they did because it's getting Swift more and more. Like, you know what I mean? It is protecting him. It's protecting him, which I don't have an issue with protecting him. It's just that now we're 2-3, and you know what I mean? Now, like, we probably could have had a better record if we would have been playing Swift more. I just have a feeling. I had a feeling we probably would have been a little bit better record if we would have played Swift more. You may be right about the glass part, but wasn't Stafford supposed to be made of glass too? Well, not coming out of college, he was. He wasn't. He wasn't coming out of college. He was not. I don't think he was glass. I don't remember his injury history in college. I don't think it was too bad, but he did get hurt his first couple years in the NFL. I do know that. So he did have that. He did have the glass kind of part on him it was kind of a label for the first 1 or 2 years. Like, oh man, this kid can't stay healthy. I think he missed a ton of games his first couple seasons. So I guess he kind of had that. I guess you're right. But hey man, we'll see with Tua. Good luck to him, man. That's all I gotta say. Jets going to be the third team to go 0-16. I think so too. I don't think they're going to win a football game. They're terrible. They're going to get their heads kicked in this week too versus Buffalo. You know what I mean? Buffalo's been off for 2 weeks, like not playing well. Like in their head, Josh Allen hasn't played well in 2 weeks. He's killing me in fantasy, by the way, too. Killing me. Thanks, Josh. In one league, but they're playing like Jets come to town, or they're going there, and that's a perfect remedy for playing bad football. A little chocolate milk with white milk, by the way. A little mixture. Why not? Yeah, they're good receivers everywhere for sure, all over the NFL, man. I'm saying the excuse for Okudah having to face all these good receivers, just what it is. We can. Yeah, hey, I'm not making an excuse. I'm not making it an excuse. I'm not saying it's an excuse. I'm just saying it, but it's a reality. It's a reality. Look at the wide receivers he's faced, man. He's faced some pretty damn good ones, man. He's faced some pretty damn good ones, like better than your average ones. You know what I mean? Like Allen Robinson's no joke. Well, yeah, he didn't play against Chicago. Devontae Adams for a little bit, but then Adams got hurt. Who else? Who the heck else? DeAndre Hopkins, all top 5 guys. You know what I mean? All top 5 guys, and arguably the best wide receiver in the business this week. And then he's got his little buddy, Calvin Ridley, with him. So, but hey, man, this is how he's going to learn. This is how he's going to learn. It's not an excuse. He needs to play well. He needs to play better, and he's not playing better. You know what I mean? But I love his physicality. I love that he doesn't give up. Yeah, that's all we can ask for right now at this point, man. His defensive line does not help him either. You know what I mean? It doesn't help him that much, man. The D-line, even though they played really good last week, they still don't do enough. They still don't do enough, man. They got to create more pressure. But he got abused last week by Keelan Cole, man. He got absolutely abused. That might be the reason they might not want to pay Kenny Golladay. Example, Claypool, 4th round. Yeah. That's a pretty good example. That Kenny Golladay thing is intriguing. It's really intriguing to me. I don't know what's going on there. Personally, I think he's asking for too much money. That's what I think he's doing. He's asking for way too much money. He is. He's asking for way too much money. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, but there's a reason why they're not paying him. Then he has to go out on Instagram and saying, this is going to cost you. This is going to cost you. Okay, take it easy, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but you know what? The Lions are making it worse for themselves because week in, week out, the price keeps going up. And I'm just wondering what he's asking for. I think he's asking for more money than DeAndre. I have a feeling he's asking for like $20 million. And if that's the case, sorry, I'm not paying him that. It's not my money, so I necessarily don't really care. But they better word that contract. They better make that contract something like financially right. Like they make it right. You know what I mean? Like you better have some ins and outs. You better have some bonus. You better have some kick-ups, some kickbacks, all that kind of stuff to make it work. Because, and I'm sure they will, because they're really good at doing stuff like that. Those guys are paid to do that. So if you could kind of make it a worthwhile contract, even though it's $20 million, I don't want to give him $20 million, man. I don't want to give him $20 million. But I don't think he's going to take anything less than 18, 19. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting. I think there's a possibility we're going to lose him. We're going to have to franchise him somehow. Like they're not going to be able to deal. They're not going to be able to either sign him or deal him. He could be on the trade block. You never know. You can get a lot of capital for him. I think, man, you could get a 1st round pick back for him. 100%. I think you could, especially to a team that's trying to win, like, you know, a San Francisco 49ers, maybe a New England. I don't want to say Philadelphia because they're garbage. Who else? No, you can't deal with the Packers in your division. I guess you could, but I would not want to do that. That's just ridiculous. You can't just give Kenny Golladay you have to ask for 2 first-round picks. You know what I mean? That's the only way I do that with Green Bay. And I probably still wouldn't even do it. I want to face him twice a year for the next 4 or 5 years. Not a chance, man. With him and Aaron Rodgers or whoever's there. No way, man. No way. But there's going to be a lot of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh could be a team that would maybe want him. You never know. Seattle, you never know. It could be a lot of teams, man. Prater wins it for us at the pinch point. There you go, buddy. Probably a 4th or 5th. What, for Jared Davis? Yeah. For Davis, is that what you're talking about? I'm a little behind, man. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it then because I think Pittsburgh's a little desperate. I try to get a 3rd, even though I don't think he's worth a 3rd. Maybe a squeeze a 3 if they are hard for him. Yeah, you never know. Squeeze a 3 out of him. That's all I'm saying, man. Jacksonville are not the Jets, but they are 25-ish. 25-ish. Brandon CR7. Does 8-8, no playoffs, buy Patricia Quinn another year? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no way, bro. I don't think so. I can't see them. I literally can't see them retaining him. 8-8 and no playoffs. What would be the excuse? COVID? You know what I mean? Because everyone else is going through the same crap, man. No way. I hope not. I'm going to say no because that's the only way that I'm going to keep sane. That's the only way that I'm going to keep saying I'm going to lose sleep, bro. I'm going to lose sleep at night if these guys retain their jobs and they don't make the playoffs. 8-8's no good. It's not good enough, man. It just means that you're just, like what? You're almost there. Like, you know what I mean? I hate that, man. I hate that. These guys, they weren't put on blast by Sheila, but they were contention. That's not contention. That's not contention. 8-8 is like almost making it. That's not contention, man. She never said that as playoffs or bust, but she did say contention, and that's almost saying the same thing. So I'm going to say no. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and say that she fires them. But they do have some games that are winnable coming up. So a lot, like all of them are winnable. All of them. If they can beat Atlanta this week, they can go on a run. And it's scary to say, man, but they can. And I don't know if they got it in them, though. I don't know if they got it in them. I think Deron Harm is trying to get this defense on the right track. He's a good leader. He is, man. He is a good leader. He comes out and he puts his guys on blast. I love that about him. And it's good that he's not throwing his coach under the bus like every other Lions player in the past has done. You know what I mean? Or just like the Dallas Cowboys are doing right now with Mike McCarthy, blaming it all on the coaches, blaming it all on coaches, which is the most asinine thing I've ever heard in my life, man. They're a bunch of crybaby whiners over there in Dallas, man. Telling the media that the coaches don't prepare, they don't coach, they don't know how to adjust. Mike McCarthy, come on, man. That guy's been in the league forever. Took a year off, came back. Don't be telling me Mike McCarthy don't know how to coach or Mike Nolan, man. Take some accountability for yourselves. Dallas is an embarrassment. They're an embarrassment. Not sure, but Benjamin says yes in a COVID year. Yeah. I'm going to go with no, bro. And if your guys are not able to take over, then you just bide your time with them. Yeah, well, like guys to hire, you mean? Available to hire? Well, yeah, well, if there's certain guys you want and they're not available, for sure. I don't know who they're going to want, though. I think they're going to go a coordinator. I have a feeling it's going to be a coordinator in the NFL. It's going to be somebody like that. It's going to be a coordinator. The Lions' job is going to be next year, especially if they win a few games. They're going to be a team that, like I said, just on the cusp, which I hate. They could be a hot attraction for a young coach. You know what I mean? They could be. They want to put their fingerprints on it and say, hey, man, want to mold that team. If they win like 5, 6, 7 games, like, you know what I mean? Win 4 or 5 more, you know what I mean? I can get this team over the hump. But I don't know, man. I don't know who's going to take over that team. Hi, baby. Minshew's tiny, though, bro. He's small. He's not that big, dude. He's not that big. I bet you he's not over 6'1". You know what I mean? I'm gonna look it up right now for you, big boy. I'll look it up right now. I bet you he's not 6'1", or he is 6'1". Like he's not a midget. I'm not calling the kid a midget. Just saying. How big is Gardner Minshew? 6'1". 6'1", 225. Yeah, he's not little. He's not little, but I knew he was 6'1". Not very big for an NFL quarterback, though, bro. And that's 6'1". Sometimes that's not reality. You know what I mean? Sometimes, like Drew Brees, they say he's like 6 foot. That guy's 5'10", man. 5, you know what I mean? That guy's like 5'10", 5'10 and a half. He is, man. But yeah, he's smaller. Good size, though, and weight, 225. Golladay hasn't gotten his money. He's going to get it. I just don't think it's going to be in Detroit. Mo Decker, what's up, buddy? Thanks for coming into the chat, my man. Yeah, Austin Bryant's back. Good. We need this guy to stay healthy, man. I'm telling you, like I've talked up Austin Bryant in the past. I loved him at Clemson. He was at a good. Well, Clemson was a great school. It's always been a pretty good school. He was part of a really good defense, man, back then. He was part of. I'm not going to sit there and say it was all him. Well, he had tons of help, but man, that guy had back-to-back 8.5 sacks his last couple years in college. I think he ended up with 17 sacks, 20-something at the end of his college career. Low 20s. I think it was 20 and a half, 21. He's good, man. He's a good football player. They just got to get him going. He is so behind. He is so behind right now. It's insane. He could be a guy. He could be part of a numbers game, man. He could get released. If he doesn't play at all this year, good chance you could see him getting cut. And then you could see him thrive on another team. You know what I mean? But it'd be one of those things, though. It'd be one of those things you can't, like, sorry. Like, you know what I mean? You can't just keep bringing guys back if they don't produce. Yeah, Julian got sent to the IR. Dude barely plays, man. That sucks. That hurts, man. If they give up a player for Davis, who are we trying to get? That's tough when you do that, man, in the NFL, bro. I can't see who they would give up. I don't really know the Pittsburgh roster that well. I know a lot of them. You got Chase Claypool. They're not getting him. They don't want any wide receivers, I wouldn't think. Deontay Johnson, nah, he's been a Band-Aid all year this year. Don't need a tight end. I don't know too much about their O-line. They got some decent running backs, but we don't need those. Anybody on defense I can think of? No, nobody to give up for Davis, bro. It'd be picks, man. It'd be picks. I'm just trying to go over the roster in my head. I can't think of anybody. You met Adrian Peterson today. Oh, yeah. How was that, bro? What do you have to say to you? That's awesome. What's going on, Alex? Autism Awareness Channel. What's up, brother? How you doing, man? Stafford is very inconsistent. This year he has been. His last 2 games have been bad. I'm not going to sit here and tell you he hasn't. His last 2 games have been bad. I think he's hurt. I think he's hurt again because he's making some bad throws, bad decisions. He was smarter this week or last week against Jacksonville. He didn't take any bad sacks. He got out of the pocket when he needed to. He rushed like 5-6 times. he tried to make plays. He wasn't very accurate. But there was a couple of missed throws. Yeah, he hasn't been great this year, bro. He hasn't. Fire Adam Gase. Well, absolutely. Well, yeah, I can't believe he's still there. Peterson giving Swift the confidence he needs. Absolutely. It's a great leader. Hey, man, they love AP in the locker room. They love him. He's the guy demands respect. He absolutely demands it, man. He's a Hall of Fame running back. And I'm sure those running backs aspire to even have half the career that he had. You know what I mean? He's running well for Detroit. How about that O-line, though, guys? How about the O-line, man? Graded out as the best run blocking O-line in the NFL by PFF. You know, I don't take PFF as Bible, but they're pretty good. You know what I mean? They're pretty good, and it's a good recognition. To see something like that, man, puts a smile on my face, and it's really helping out our running backs. And Peterson's a big part of that, though. Peterson's a huge part of that, doing what he's supposed to be doing, teaching the young guys. Even Carry-On's kind of been, demoted to a blocking back more than, I mean, he's not complaining though. It's good. It shows what kind of character he has. He gets blasted a lot on social media, man, because he acts like a guy that doesn't care, but he's yet to say anything. You know what I mean? He knows his role. He knows he's behind two studs. Peterson's a stud. He's a Hall of Famer. And Swift is an up-and-coming baller. Swift is going to be phenomenal for us, guys. You got to build around that kid. You got to build a defense around that kid, man. Build a defense and build an O-line around him. You almost got that O-line down. That O-line is literally, that O-line, if you think about it, is literally one more player away from being godly. If you think about it, man. Look, Decker's a stud, an absolute stud. Jonah Jackson is a stud. Frank Ragnow is an absolute stud. Top 5 center in the league. They're weak. They're kind of weak at guard. They've flip-flopped a little bit at right guard. If Jonah Jackson's not there, Jonah Jackson can play left guard or right guard. They need another guard. But Joe Dahl, if he can stay healthy, he could be great. He could be. He's playing really well. It sucks that we missed him on that 2 games ago. I think it was 2 games ago we missed him. But right tackle is a little bit of an issue. But Big V, I think, is going to settle in. That O-line's almost set. They almost don't even need the draft O-lineman. You always need the draft O-lineman, but you don't need to grab a first or second round guys, because you can find good guys late. You can find good guys late. Joel Dahl is prime example, and so is Jonah Jackson. You know what I mean? And you still got Stenberg waiting in the wings. So I love what Quinn has done with that O-line. He's built that O-line, man. He's built it, and it's showing. And it's showing. That's impressive. That's really impressive, guys. Oh, hey, yo. Brandon Kenny in the house. Woo! What's up, brother? Thanks for joining up. Detroit's going to be in trouble if they're not as good against the Falcons as they were against the Jags. 100%. We got to put pressure on Matt Ryan. And that's the thing I was trying to say, bro. That's the thing I was trying to say. I have a feeling they're not going to do it as much. I think it's going to be their downfall. They're going to try to if Patricia goes into that game thinking that he can man up with Calvin Ridley and Julio Jones for 4 quarters, he needs a lobotomy, man. He needs an absolute lobotomy if he thinks that, man. You know what I mean? They need to play a lot of zone against them. They need they need some zone, and they need to double up on a couple guys here and there. Blitz, get in Matt Ryan's face, because if they don't blitz him, he's going to sit there and pick us apart, man, because our D-line's not good enough. Our D-line's not good enough just to create pressure on its own. We need blitzes. They blitzed well. Collins came in on creative pressure. Davis created some pressure. Guys coming off the edge. You know what I mean? A safety coming off the edge. We need that. Because he will kill us. Matt Ryan will kill us. And Matt Patricia, I have a fear that he's going to let Matt Ryan. He's going to try to man up on guys and keep more guys out in the backfield, like out in the defensive backfield to cover. I have a feeling because he's nervous. I don't see it ending up well. I enjoy farting and then walking through it. Yeah, you know what, man? Sometimes I do. Everybody sometimes loves the smell of their own aroma. Hey, man, like oh, man, little baked beans. That have some baked. That smells like the shawarma that I had two weeks ago. You know what I mean? Oh, for sure, bro. You know what I mean? Baltimore, Golladay to Baltimore. I keep hearing Baltimore's name mixed with a lot of wide receivers. Julio Jones was the last one I seen. Hey, I wouldn't be surprised. You better get a first-round pick for him, though. Or I'm just click. I'm hanging up the phone on every single GM in the NFL if they're not offering me a first-round pick for Kenny Golladay. I'm telling everybody, beat it. I'm telling every single GM in the NFL to take a walk if they don't offer me a first-round pick. I don't even want multiple picks. I want a first-round pick for Kenny Golladay because he's worth it. I'll trade Carry-On for a conditional 9th-round pick. What's going on, Micro Mike? Micro Mike. Joey's farting, and he wants a 9th-round pick. What are we going to do in that 9th round? They wouldn't have nine rounds anymore, do they? 7 rounds? I don't even know. You drinking, buddy? DLTMM. Hey-oh, what's that mean? Davis for a 3 to Pitts. Hey, I'm telling you, they can get a 3rd-round pick for Jared Davis. Run to the phone. Accept it immediately, man. Accept it immediately. They're desperate. I think they're going to be desperate. Pittsburgh, they just lost a pretty damn good linebacker in Devin Bush, man. Jared Davis is no Devin Bush, though, but he could probably thrive in that defense. There's a ton of talent on that defense, man. TJ Watt, Bud Dupree, Hayward. They got all kinds of guys, man, on that defense. Minka Fitzpatrick in the defensive backfield. My God. You know what I mean? I think Joe Hayden's there. Is Joe Hayden there too? He's not as good as he once was, but man. Golladay to Baltimore for a 1. Get on the phone, Dr. Detroit. Get on the phone. Carry on to anyone for 100 gallons of Honolulu Blue Kool-Aid. Yeah, you know, that's what I'm saying. You'd be lucky to get a 6th-round pick for Carry-On Johnson, personally. People are just going to say injuries. That's all they're going to say to Bob Quinn. Carry-On Johnson. Hey, and remember, injuries. I was going to say I wanted a 4th. Injuries. 5th? Injuries. A 6th? You know what I mean? I don't think I'd even want to give him up for a 6th, man, just on pride alone, man. You know what I mean? Just on pride alone. I'd be like, oh, man, you got to give me a 5th, man. You got to give me a 5th. Stafford to Dallas for a 1 and a 5 and a player. Hey, the way Andy Dalton looked a couple days ago, woo! Maybe. You know what I mean? That team looked like they were sleepwalking, dude. I've never seen anything like that in my life. I can't believe that Dak means that much. Dak means that much. But I'm telling you right now, man, they need a mobile quarterback. Dallas. They do. They need a mobile quarterback. I don't think Stafford wouldn't be the answer. He's got the arm talent for sure. But man, they need a mobile quarterback in Dallas. And we haven't said that in a long time, man, because that O-line's not playing well. They're not. That whole team is trash. Dallas. I don't know what they're doing. They got manhandled in prime time, man. Prime time by the Arizona Cardinals. And Arizona Cardinals are not a good football team. They're not. Remember? We beat them. You know what I mean? So that was embarrassing. Jones for a 5th to anyone. Yeah, you know what? I was thinking try to finagle a 4th. You can maybe get a 4th for him. I don't like his age, though. His age kind of worries me. 30, going on 30. You might be able to get a 4th for him, bro. You might be able to get a 4th. You got a 3rd for Golden Tate a few years back, but Tate was the yak king. Jones ain't doing nothing this year. If he was balling, you might be able to get a 3rd for him this year for Jones, but he is absolutely garbage. He is garbage this year, man. So I don't know. Give Baltimore a 1 and a 3 for Harbaugh. If the Lions go 2-14, should Patricia get a 5-year extension? He should get a 10-year extension. 10 years. They should give him the open contract, man. Give him the Bill Cowher contract. Sign it, open. Just open. You retire when you want to retire, Matt. 2-14, bro. If you would have went 3-14, we probably would have bought you. They bought you a golden mansion. We would have bought you a golden mansion. But since you went 2-14, we're only going to give you an open contract. You retire when you want. Keys to the city. Do whatever you want in this city. It does not matter. We will cover it up as best as we can. Oh yeah, bro. 5-year extension. That's embarrassing. You gotta give him you gotta give him an open contract. Open contract for 2-14, my man. Open. Can you Pure Trimmer? Let's not stop at 10 and give him majority owner. Oh yeah, majority owner, man. You know what I mean? Make him the cap guy. Make him everything. Vice president, the chair, majority owner, everything, bro. Give him full control of everything. You know what I mean? Yeah, he can just do whatever he wants. He can do whatever he wants. I don't even care. You know what I mean? I don't even care if he wants 2-14, bro. It's a possibility. Now, man, we're looking at big things. We're looking at big things. He goes 2-14, my man. For every loss, we give him a percent. We will be new owners, and we will be new owners in 3 years. Absolutely, man. Let's do it. 2-14 should be the new motto. 2-14 or bust. Right there. Hashtag 2-14 or bust. That's it. Boom. 2-14 or bust. That's it. I'm done with it. That's right, buddy. Trade Marvin Jones, give Cephas experience. Yeah, you know what? It's time. It's time. I was watching fantasy football. The other day. Was it yesterday or something? And Adam Rank, you guys know who Adam Rank is? He's on NFL Network, fantasy football guy. He's literally telling people to pick up Marvin Jones. I couldn't believe it. I almost fell out of my chair. I almost fell out of my chair with laughter. And the one guy's like, why? Why Marvin Jones? He's like, for what? He's like, the Atlanta secondary. I'm like, well, I said the same thing again. I said the same thing against Jacksonville. They're not as bad as Atlanta, but I said, hey, if Marvin Jones don't show up this week, like it's time for the Cephas. It's time for Cephas, man. It's time for the Q. You know what I mean? Cue him up. Cue up Cephas. And he didn't do squat, Marvin Jones. 2 catches for 8 yards or whatever he had. And he almost had a fumble too. Like he's awful this year. He's god awful this year. He's not helping out Stafford at all. Like I know these guys don't create a lot of separation. Our wide receivers, they just don't. Especially our 2 starters, Golladay and Jones. They just don't do it. But Marvin Jones has been god awful. The worst I've seen him ever. Either he's completely lost it, or he's hurt. But he came up today with a knee injury. So I think you're right, Dern. I think you're right, buddy. I think it's time for the Quintez Cephas experience to shine. We saw what he did in the first couple of games. He looked okay. He actually made catches. He was playing well. I don't know why he's not playing more. I don't know what's going on. Like he's gone 5 games, man. 5 games, bad football. Like, how much more do you want, Bevel? Like, how much more can you see? It's almost half the season's almost done. Like, Cephas is that bad where he can't even barely get on it. Like, I don't know. Do you guys even see Cephas out there? Because I don't see him out there. Like, it's time for the kid to play. It's time for the kid to play. He's going to give he's going to give better looks for Stafford. Decker's playing like a stud, bro. He's not playing just nice, dude. He is playing phenomenal. He's playing phenomenal. He hasn't even let up a sack this year, dude. He's playing out of this world. He's playing like a top 5, top 10, like borderline top 5 tackle right now. He's playing like a stud. Has he been a stud his whole career? No. He was really good as a rookie. Got hurt in the second year. Now his third year, he played much better. And then they ended up signing after the third year or fourth year. But he played great last year at the end of the year. And it's continued into this year. So he's playing like a full-on stud. He is. He's looking like one of the top tackles in the league right now. He is. And it's great. It was a great signing. And he's not even making top. I think he's making what? I think he's the 9th highest paid left tackle. You might want to quote me. You might want to find that right quote, but I thought he was making number 9 money. I could be wrong, but I know he's not making money that he should be getting. Poll for this chat. Is Swift going to be the best player in the few years to come? Comment Y or N, and if N, comment who will be the top player. Yeah, that's a good one, bro. Swift going to be the best player in a few years to come. I got to answer that. Interesting. They keep talking about just from this draft or the last couple drafts they've had, or just I think he's going to be. I'm going to say why. Yes, I'm going to say a yes, man, because I think this kid's going to be. I think this kid's going to be one of the next Alvin Kamara's. I compared him coming out of the draft as Alvin Kamara 2.0. That's how good I think he's going to be eventually, and he's showing it game by game. You know what I mean? He should have a good game against Atlanta. Atlanta does play the run well, though. They do. They have a putrid defense, but they play the run not that bad. They're pretty good against the run. But if they get him in space with the passes, some flats, some ins, outs, he runs good routes for a running back. I think he'll shine. He'll shine. Because I'm trying to trade for him too in fantasy, but nobody wants to give him up. For sure, Alex. Why? We need to see all our guys healthy at one time. For sure. That's a must for every team, my man. That's a must for every team. It would be nice. It would be nice. It just, it's not a reality, though. It's never a reality. There's always somebody hurt. We get Austin Bryant back, and we got a couple guys missing practice this week, like Marvin Jones and all that. You know what I mean? So it never works out the way you want it, bro. You're exactly right, Mark. If we don't put pressure on Ryan, we're in serious trouble. That's it. Just like Alex said too, man. I think it was Alex who said it. If we don't put pressure on him, he's going to pick us apart. And that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to kill us. He's going to kill us. You have to blitz him. You can't blitz him 90% of the time. Obviously, that's not the way it goes. But you have to make him feel uncomfortable. You make him feel comfortable back there. Julio Jones and Kellen really are just going to eat all day. You know what I mean? So Minnesota got a haul of picks for Diggs. I think Golladay is worth a first. What's up, Steve-O? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for joining the chat. I think you're right, man. Buffalo, wow, they paid a ton to get him. They paid a ton. I thought it was a little bit too much for a wide receiver. But if Detroit could do something like that, like what was it, a first, a couple thirds, or something like that, man, they overpaid. But it's worked out for the most part. Buffalo has kind of struggled the last couple of weeks. They played in the rain the other day. Allen hasn't been sharp in 2 weeks, but Diggs has been an absolute monster for most of the season. So I wouldn't pay that much, though. I wouldn't pay that much. If they can get a haul like that, though, for Golladay, my God, do it. Then you have to do it. You have to do it. I wouldn't count on the first rounders, bro. The Fords always make horrible choices with the first rounders. They're always either bust jerks or injury jerks. I like that one. Jerks. Hey, if you haven't seen something funny, guys, a little bit off topic. If you want to see a funny skit, like funny comedy troupe on YouTube, Genuine Jerks. Check those guys out, man. Those guys are hilarious. They just do really funny skits. It's like 4 or 5 guys and a couple girls. They're just really, really funny. They're really funny. And just check them out, man. But anyways, man, I wouldn't count on their first rounders. Yeah, I know. Swift's going to be, hey, Swift's the second rounder that finally Quinn hit on. You got to love that. Jonah Jackson's going to be I think Jonah Jackson's going to be an all-pro guy, but I also think Swift's going to be an all-pro too. Jonah Jackson, I still got high hopes for Julian Aquara. I really do. I think he was misused early in the year. Now he's hurt on limited snaps, which kind of sucks. But first rounders, who are we picking up first round? Okudah? Yeah. You got to give that kid time. You got to give him time. I think he's going to be good in the future, though, man. I think he's going to be better than Slay. You got to remember, Slay was abused his second year. You know what I mean? He barely played in the first year, abused in the second year, played awesome in the third. You know what I mean? So it's like you got to give these corners time. You got to give them time, man. But yeah, I think Swift's going to be the best of the bunch, or one of the best. I wouldn't doubt JD thrives in Pittsburgh. I think he's, you know what I mean? If he goes there. You know, I try for a third. I'd probably take a fourth, though. I just really don't want them losing out, you know, because Pittsburgh needs a linebacker now. They need him. So it's like, don't get bent over, Quinn. Don't get bent over on this. They need him. You know what I mean? They need him. So you have to tell them that, hey, you're coming to me. So this is what I want. Golladay isn't going anywhere. I don't think he's going to go anywhere either. But, man, if you can get a haul like Buffalo, like Minnesota got for Diggs, I'd do it, man. I swear to God, I would do it. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Wow. Worked all day today. Kerryon Johnson, what's going on? T3 Scott, how you doing, buddy? Kerryon Johnson moved to fullback. Well, he's been a great blocking back for the Lions. He's done his due diligence there, man, and he's not complaining, which I love. You know what I mean? It's good. It's refreshing to actually see a young guy actually take a role, get demoted in a role, and to actually take it and roll with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and not be a little BI and complain because Kerryon Johnson isn't done in the NFL. He's not. Kid's young. What is he? 24, 25? You know what I mean? He's still a baby, man. He's still a baby. So I don't think he's going to be a Lion next year. I'll tell you that. I don't think he's going to be a Lion. He'd be a guy that I would seriously consider trading. You know what I mean? Especially if they lose this week. You know what I mean? Just sometimes when you do stuff like that, man, and then that's when like you get. I don't think there's anybody in that locker room that's going to act like Slay or Quandre Diggs. That's going to just cause a ruckus. These guys got to realize it's a business, man. They do. Like, yeah, you got your friends, all that stuff, but if you're losing, you can get equity, some type of equity, then you do it. But Kerry Johnson, the fullback, they already got a fullback. Jason Kabinda is their fullback, which they barely use. I don't know why they even roster the guy. Don't even use him. He must be playing some special teams, but why not? There it is. Hashtag 214 or bust. That's it. 214 or bust. It's perfect. It's perfect, Alex. How good our defense is going to be is everything right now. Well, that's the whole thing, Frog. That's the whole thing, bro. Is Patricia going to be consistent in his play calling? Or is he going to revert back to his old ways, man? Because like I said earlier, I think it's a respect thing. It's a respect thing for certain quarterbacks and a disrespect for other quarterbacks. Like he'll blitz Kyle Murray, he'll blitz Gardner Minshew all day. Because in a way, he doesn't respect them. But he respects guys like Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees so much that he'll kind of hold back on the blitzing and think that he can just have guys cover. And that's not necessarily how it works, man. You got to mix it up. You can't go 80, 85% playing man. You're going to get destroyed by good quarterbacks. And Matt Ryan is a good quarterback. I don't care what anybody says. He's a good quarterback who's done it for a long time. He's done it for a long time, and he's got weapons. Weapons. All their wide receivers are good, man. They all can ball. And you got two of the best, Ridley and Jones. So don't sleep on Russell Gage. Don't sleep on that kid because that kid can hurt you. And they got a good tight end, Hayden Hurst. And they still got Gurley, and they still got a pretty good backup and Brian Hill at running back. So they got to make these guys feel – they got to make Ryan feel uncomfortable or they're in trouble, man. They are in trouble. What's up with Bob Quinn and wide receivers that can't separate? KG, M. Jones, Fulgham, Cephas. I guess he has a type. I don't know, man. All those guys you're mentioning. Marvin Jones had a good 40, though, didn't he? Back in the day? He was pretty fast. I know he wasn't like a 4.3 guy, I don't think. But Golladay wasn't fast. He was like a 4.5. Fulgham, I don't know. He was probably a 4.5, 4.6. Cephas was slow. 4.56, 4.6. Yeah, I guess he has a type. I don't know what it is, man. Fulgham's balling though, eh? The Fulgham's out there balling. You know what I mean? It's going to be interesting. What's going on with him? Because I'm not on that. I'm not on the crazy hype train with Fulgham just yet, man. It's a great story. I love what he's doing. It really looks good. It looks good. It's a good story. Everyone says you gave up too early. I remember when they released Travis Fulgham, I made a video about it. I was like, I think it was just about a couple releases. They released a couple guys and signed a couple guys. I remember saying specifically about Fulgham, I was like, and trust me, I'm not on the bandwagon. I'm not on the Fulgham bandwagon. I'm not. But this is what I said about it. I remember saying, you got three guys, Kenny Golladay, Marvin Jones, and Danny Amendola, okay, who's 34, 35 years old. Marvin Jones, creeping up on 30. Injuries. Even Amendola has a couple concussions back in the day, you know what I mean? And some injuries, blah, 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 age, all that stuff. Then you got Kenny Golladay, who's not re-signed into the future. I was like, maybe they released Travis Fulgham a little too early. Maybe they did. Maybe they should have let him develop a little bit. I did say that, okay? I remember saying that. But if you don't believe me, I remember I was getting into it with a buddy, a guy in the chat here about it, man, on Facebook, Gabe. He knows his ball. He knows his ball well. And he was saying, like, you think Fulgham sucks? I'm like, no, I don't think he sucks. All I said was the guy, he's one of those guys that is having a great opportunity in Philadelphia. There's nobody Carson Wentz is throwing to. Carson Wentz is throwing to literally stock boys, insurance agents, and all that stuff over there in Philadelphia. Everyone's hurt. Jalen Reagor, their first-round pick or second-round pick, whatever he was. Alshon Jeffrey hurt. Deshaun Jackson hurt. That's their three starters, okay? You got guys like Greg Ward throwing the ball to Greg Ward. That Whiteside kid, I can't even say his name. He's got like a hyphenated name. I don't even know what that kid's name is. He's garbage. Zach Ertz, one of the best tight ends in the league, personally, I think. Now he's hurt. And he was getting tons of targets. You go look at the games on who Carson Wentz has been targeting like crazy. It's been Travis Fulgham and Zach Ertz. Now Zach Ertz is on the shelf. Now he's out. Now Dallas Goedert is supposed to be coming back. Okay? He's supposed to be coming back. So that's good for them. But all I'm saying is that Fulgham is getting a crazy opportunity, and that's why he's shining, I think. You got to remember, man, he went to Pittsburgh. He went to Green Bay. And he was released. Like, I know Green Bay didn't get a very good look at him. They didn't get to see him very much. You know what I mean? He was only there, like, I don't even know how long he was there. A week? I don't even know how long he was there. And They needed wide receivers at the time. They like insane wide receivers. I don't think they were totally sold on MVS Scantling, even though he's had a couple games. Lazard, they had Devontae Adams, I think, was banged up. Who else have they got over there? I can't even name who else they got over there, man. In Green Bay, they released him. Green Bay released him. Now I don't think he's going to be the next Kenny Golladay, like I was told. I was told he's the next Kenny Golladay, and I was like, okay. I don't see how anybody saw that, and like I respect your opinion, bro. But I like if he was the next Kenny Golladay, he would have been drafted in the first or second round. If people literally thought that, if a GM was like, this kid right here, who probably nobody has on their board, is going to be the next Kenny Golladay. Don't you think he would have got drafted in the first or second round? I think he would have. That's all I'm saying. And he's getting up. It's a great story. It's a feel-good story. The guy has scored a touchdown in 3 games in a row. He's getting a ton of targets. He's catching the ball. He's had a 100-yard game under his belt. 100 plus. He had a good game last week too. He's gonna be the guy in Philadelphia until Jalen Reagor, Alshon Jeffrey, and even Deshaun Jackson come back. When those guys are all healthy, you think those guys are going to be sitting on the sidelines? Not a chance. Unless they just want to keep those guys, unless they just want to keep those guys healthy and see what they got in Travis. Travis deserves what he's getting, though. He is literally like, he deserves money. He deserves playing time. I'm not going to take that away from the kid. I'm not going to take it away from him. But you got to remember, man. There's other guys on that team. And the sad thing about football is, especially NFL, is that it is a business. And there's a lot of stuff that goes on in the game where it's like, well, we got to play this guy because look at the money he's making. Like, if I was a head coach, I wouldn't be like that. But, there's some owners that are like that. I don't know how Philadelphia rolls, but Jeffrey, when healthy, is a stud. Everyone knows that. This Reagor kid can play. And Deshaun Jackson, he's been banged up a lot, though. I just don't know what they're going to do. But I like the story of Fulgham. I just thought when those guys come back, let's see if he keeps playing. If he can keep those guys off the field, then I'll be impressed. Then I'll be really impressed, and I'll be like, man, Quinn, you should have gave Fulgham time to develop, because you did have 3 guys that you might not have on a roster next year. And the thing about Fulgham is that you could possibly re-sign him. You could re-sign him after this year. There's no saying you can't re-sign him. The new GM or whoever, if it's a new GM, they might try to bring him back and make him a number 2 or whatever. You know what I mean? If he balls out all year. But let's not go too crazy on Travis Fulgham just yet. Let's not go too crazy. But he could have been the future. He could have been part of the future. Right? So we'll see. Swift showed he's a 3-down running back. He could be just as good as CMC, AK-41, and Zeke. I don't know about that. Steve-O. Those you just named the top. You just named the top like 5 running backs in the NFL right there. You know what I mean? Those guys. See him. Christian McCaffrey is the best running back in the league. Kamara is top 5, and Zeke is top 5. Top 3 Zeke when healthy, when he's got his head right too. But I did compare him. I did put a Alvin Kamara comparison on him. I think he could be just like him. I think he could. But I don't want to say Christian McCaffrey just yet. Not yet, bro. But you never know. Man. The kid works hard. He's a beast. So I do like the comps. I think it's a little early for that. Bro. Especially for the Christian McCaffrey one and the Zeke one. Because those guys are absolute horses, man. Yes, on Swift, for sure. Excuse me. Man, I wish I had water. Austin Bryant is finally off the PUP list. You know what? That's a good thing, man. I know. talked about that earlier too, Steve-O. We need him. We need his pass rush ability, man. And he can get to the quarter. He's a big boy. Get to the quarterback. Josh Jacobs or Golladay in fantasy. Woo. This week? This week? You talking about, brother? I love Golladay this week. I love Golladay. Josh Jacobs too, my man. You know what I mean? Oh, for sure. For sure, man. Josh Jacobs or Golladay in fantasy. I'd probably go Golladay. Who's Las Vegas playing? They just came off a bye, right? Who are they playing? Playing somebody good, aren't they? Let me check. Let me check, my man. Let me check, brother. Let's see. Yeah. Come with the questions, boys. Come on. Who are they playing? The Bucks. Ooh, the Bucks. Josh Jacobs is really hard to sit. He is, but I like Golladay this week against that bad secondary in Atlanta, man. I think he's gonna have a great game. I could see him going over 100 and a touchdown. Easy. All right, brother. Have a good one, Alex. Thanks for joining the chat, man. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate the support. Thanks a lot, my man. I agree. The politics that come to playing time sucks. I think Big V wouldn't be starting when Dahl comes back if he didn't get a $45 million contract. Yeah. That's probably right. He didn't come here to play guard, though, Big V. He played guard last week? Yeah, he did. He did play guard, right? He played mostly guard. And I'm trying to think. I can't even remember who was on that O-line, man. Swift reminds me of a less talented Kamara. Yeah, I just said there's a comparison, my man. What's going on, Antonio? How you doing, too, by the way? Thanks for coming on, brother. I appreciate it. I just think he's got a comparison to him. I compared him to a Kamara when he was coming out in the draft. I just thought he runs like him. You know what I mean? He's got that kind of the same kind of movements, same kind of style a little bit. Kamara's more of that slow motion kind of guy who waits more, almost Le'Veon Bellish at times. Vintage Le'Veon Bell, Alvin Kamara. But I just think he kind of reminds me of that Alvin Kamara type player. It's gonna be a long time coming if he can even play like him, you know what I mean? But I just like the comp. Yeah. I like Golladay versus the Falcons, bro. I do. It'd be hard to not play Josh Jacobs, though, man. Who are your other running backs? It's tough to sit Josh Jacobs, man. He gets a lot of volume. You're welcome, my brother. I can see Stafford coming to play against his buddy Matt Ryan. I think he's going to have a good game against the play. You know what, man? I think so too. Those two guys are like twins. They're exactly almost the same type of player, except I think Stafford's got a better arm. Ryan's probably more accurate. They're both not very fleet of foot or mobile. I'd give that edge to Stafford though. But they're a lot of the same type of guy, man, for sure. I'm leaning back, guys. My back is killing me, but I think they're a lot of the same type of guy, and they're good buddies. It's exactly, you know what I mean. They're good buddies. Staff's going back to Atlanta. You know, he's probably going to have some of his old college buddies, you know, there to see him. I know he's not from Atlanta, but he's probably got a lot of ties there still. So I think he's going to want to go back there and show out, man. So I think Stafford's got to get his head out of his butt, though, man. Something's going on with him. Not necessarily his head's got to get out of his butt. It's just that I think he's banged up. There's something going on. He hasn't been right for 2 games now, and he had every opportunity against Jacksonville to open a can, man. And there's some guys that aren't helping him out though. There's a lot of what Marvin Jones isn't helping out the cause either. So thank God for Golladay being back. Thank goodness. This is a good one right here. I'm excited to see if Bell gets back to old form with the Chiefs. The only thing I'm concerned about that, man, not only concerned because I got Clyde Edwards-Helaire in one of my leagues that's going to eat into him. What I'm concerned about, and I'm because Bell is immature. He's got the maturity of literally of a 5-year-old. Okay, he does. He has the maturity of a 5-year-old. And now, Clyde Edwards-Helaire went out last against Buffalo a couple days ago, Monday, and had like 160 yards on the ground. Okay, a big FU to Le'Veon Bell is what that was without saying it. You know what I mean? And I love that. He came out and he ran with authority. Okay, he's like, you want to bring that guy in? Okay, I'm going to show you that you're not going to be able to take me off the field. That's the thing that Andy Reid's good with malcontents, man. He's good with handling problem child players. He's done it in the past. He did it with Deshaun Jackson, Michael Vick. He's took guys under their wing. He's a very personable coach. He's very friendly. He's a player's coach. He's the perfect type of guy to handle a guy like Le'Veon Bell. Is Le'Veon Bell going to run his mouth? Is he going to run the Twitter? Is he going to run the Twitter after a game and go, man, why'd you bring me here? I got 6 carries. I got 6 carries, 2 targets. Well, first of all, bro, you're a problem. Second of all, you haven't been relevant in a couple of years. Yeah, you were on the Jets. That's all good. But you were still dog. You know what I mean? Dog poop. That's what you were. You're pure dog poop. And I don't care how bad the Jets are. Someone's got to play well. You know what I mean? Robbie Anderson was playing well over there before he went to Carolina. So what's your excuse? You know what I mean? That's my concern about him. Is he gonna be a positive for that team, or is he going to be a negative for that team? Because to tell you the truth, I still don't think the kid's grown up. But he's gone to one of the best organizations in football. 1. And 2, he's going to an offense that you can only shine. It's almost impossible not to shine. Patrick Mahomes makes lesser players phenomenal. You know what I mean? He makes lesser players stand out. Le'Veon Bell, you were on your way to the Hall of Fame. I think you're still probably going to get there. But I think you got to have a couple more better years now. I think I think he still gets in, but that train's kind of stopped. Now you have a chance. I don't know if Kansas City is going to re-sign him. We got to see what he does here though. But he better be careful, man, because they will release him. They will get rid of him, I think. I think they would. If he starts running his mouth, going to Twitter, going to Instagram, and doing his dumb stuff that he does normally after, say, he doesn't get what he wants, and that's what he does. That's what he's all about. He's all about himself. He's never been a team guy. He never has. So, and he's going to a team, to a place that is all about team. Kansas City is all about team. Kelsey will grab him by the neck and toss him around if he doesn't smarten up. You know what I mean? Like, he will. So it's going to be interesting, man. I hope he does go back to his old form, kind of. In fantasy, I kind of don't, because I still want the ball going to CEH. So, but it'd be nice to see that. Lock up a Lombardi if he's back to form, though. Lock up a Lombardi. Falcons trade Matt Ryan. Sign Dak in free agency. Falcons? Woo! Sign Golladay in free agency. The Falcons? Oh my God, bro. Imagine that offense. Dak, Gurley, Julio, Golladay, and Ridley. Oof. Gee, bro. My I don't think they got that kind of money. Because I'm telling you right now, man, Calvin Ridley's going to get paid. Gurley's still getting a little bit of chunk. Dak's going to be asking. Well, he won't be asking for a lot of money now that ankle's destroyed. His price tag's coming down. He's going to have a prove it year. So actually, he might be a deal, Dak, whoever gets him next year. I think Dak's resigning, and I think Dak's resigning in Dallas, but that's crazy. And then Golladay, Julio, and Calvin Ridley. Bro. Oh my God, dude. That's insane, man. Imagine that offense. Imagine, bro, me and you can throw the ball. I could be the quarterback. I'm 47 years old. I could be the quarterback and just throw the ball up in the air. I can still throw the ball 40 yards downfield. I don't know for how many quarters, but I could probably do it. Just, I'd be destroyed though. But oh my God, dude, that's insane, man. Can you imagine that offense? That's nuts, bro. That's nuts. All those guys right there. You got a mobile quarterback in Dak. Oh my God. You should do more lives more often. I love these, bro. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I've been trying to do it at least once a week. We go on the one pride. I'm not sure if you remember. I think you are. I think you're a member of the One Pride podcast with Michael Mike and all those guys, right? And the Dern and Gridiron Blitz, Travis Troxel, Noble Sports, Micro Mike. We used to do every Tuesday and Thursday, but now I like to go at least once during the week, either solo or with the guys. I love going solo, and I love doing it with the guys too. With the guys, I always do it Thursday if I'm on days. Only if I'm on days. But man, I'm going to be doing more lives, man. Don't worry though, bro. I'm rambling. Sorry. But, oh yeah, for sure, honey. For sure, brother. Honey. Oh, gee. I'm sorry, bro. I can't believe I said that. Honey. Now, let's press rewind. I didn't mean that. Did not mean that. Wow, bro. Thank you very much, though. Live, for sure. That's hilarious. All right. Honey, wow. I was literally thinking about my wife for a second there, dude. I'm sorry. Wow. I was thinking about what she said. I can actually hear her talking right now. That's why she's talking to my two kids. Andy Relt dealt with Owens at his worst. You're right. That's right. Owens too in Philly. I completely forgot about that. He can deal with anybody. Brandon Canny, what's up, buddy? Falcons pass defense is terrible. Exactly, man. We were talking about this earlier. Horrific, dude. Absolutely horrific. I'm going to pull that up right now as well. Going to pull that up right now. Do you think the Lions coaches will want Stafford to take over this weekend? They have to, bro. They have to. I'm going to tell you how bad they are. You ready for this? Ready for this, guys? You ready for this? Here we go. Let me try to find Atlanta. The football database, man. It's really good. If you ever want to see your teams, man, and you ever want to see like their rankings for defense, offense, they do everything. Total points a game, rush yards a game, pass yards a game, total yards, and then yards a game total, like offense. I mean, pass and run. It's a really good. It's called the football database. You can't see it because it's too bright. I should have known that. But let me find Atlanta, and I'm going to tell you where they're ranked defensively. And we talked about that. I can't even find them. There they are. Really good offensively. Really good offensively, though. Here it is right here, guys. Here it is right here, Brandon. Defensively. Yards a game. 432. Remember they played the Cowboys, though, okay? So this kind of The numbers are a little bit skewed, just a tiny bit. But this is what it is. They've played 6 games, so this is what it is. Yards a game, defense, 432.5. Ranking, 31st. Yeah, this is where they're good. Rush yards a game, 97.2 rush yards a game. They're 5th. Actually 5th in the NFL. So that's awesome. They're really good against the rush. They are. Under 100 yards, that's pretty good. Pass yards a game, 335.3 yards. 31st in the league. Points a game, 30.7. 28th. So their defense is garbage. Yes, it is. It's pure garbage. And the secondary, awful. They have an awful secondary. Their corners, their safeties, they don't have many guys out there. They got a couple good linebackers. But that's really about it, man. That's really about it. The D-line's okay. Grady Jarrett, he's a pretty good run stuff and defensive tackle. A couple other guys. But their secondary is awful. Stafford should eat, man. He should light it up, just like you said. Light it up. Quotations, man. Take over the game, Stafford. And if he doesn't, man, I think there's something going on with him, though. I mean, you probably want a better running back because Gurley's washed. He is. He can get in the end zone a little bit, though. He can get in the end zone if you get him down there at least, man. But he's you can tell his time is up. His time is up. They're giving the ball quite a bit to that Brian Hill kid. They're giving the ball quite a bit to him, man. He had like 10 carries last week, man. You know what I mean? So he gets quite a bit of looks. But they're all about passing anyways. They're all about passing. But Detroit is the type of team you run on, so let's see what happens there. Pride Time B, what's up, buddy? What's up, bro? My cousin wants to buy tickets for the Atlanta game. I don't think that's a smart investment. Man, let him have his fun, bro. Let him have his fun. He's an Atlanta fan. Yeah. It should be a shootout. I think it'd be a good game to go to. I think it'd be a great game to go to. They're probably going to score like 60-something points between the both of them. You know what I mean? That's my prediction. Be a good game to go to, I guess. But I'm still on the fence of who I'm going to pick. Right now, I'm looking at Atlanta. I'm looking at Atlanta right now. I don't fully trust our defense yet. Playing 2 good games out of 5 just doesn't cut it for me right now. You know what I mean? You got to play better. You know what I mean? You got to mix it up. You got to do some things. So let's go. Honey, can we finally see Austin Bryant soon? Detroit fan, man. What's up, buddy? Good to see you in the chat, man. Hey, he's back. Austin Bryant is back, bro. He's back, man. And it's a good thing. That's a good thing. Now, can he stay healthy? Because I don't know what the hell was wrong with him last time. I know it was his chest. I know he had a chest thing. Did he re-injure his chest again last year and had a setback? Was it still his chest? I'm hoping it was the same injury. Well, I don't hope it's the same injury, but I just hope it's not a plethora of injuries. You know what I mean? But he's coming. Did he come back today to practice? If he came back today to practice, I can't see him playing though. I not right now. Maybe next week. Maybe next week against who they're playing, Indy. I don't know who they're playing. That's worried about Atlanta. But if he can get a whole week of practice, if he can get a couple days of practice in this week, maybe he can get into a couple snaps this week and start building up. Because he is so behind, bro. He is so behind. It's not even funny. And I think he can be a really good football player. That kid should have probably went in the second round. He's another Julian Okwara, but I think he was even better in college. He was even better in college, man. I think he went the 4th round because he had ripped his chest, destroyed his pec. So I think he can be a force. So it'd be nice. It'd be nice. But anytime soon, I don't know, man. if he gets a whole week of practice in, I guess you can see him in a few snaps this week. I just don't know where. He probably be playing. I think he's playing a little DN, so you might see him spelling Romeo, maybe. That's a guess. Matt Ryan is almost untradeable. It's $50 million in dead money. I don't see how they can move on from him with that kind of hit. Yeah, see, I don't know too much about their cap money. I know there's chatter about him getting moved to like San Francisco or something like that. They're not getting rid of Jimmy G anytime soon either, too. He's younger. He's more mobile. You know what I mean? So I don't really know. It'd be tough, like you said, man, to get rid of Matt Ryan, but he can still sling it, man. One pride and go green. What's up, buddy? Go blue. Can't win important games. Here we go. You know what? I got to go over that roster. I got to go over the roster again. I follow college football, but I got to go over the roster. I do like Milton as the quarterback. Hopefully, he is has Harbaugh named him as the guy. I'll do some research more on it. I know they lost a few guys. I know they lost more than quite a few guys in the draft. So I want to see where they're at right now. You know what I mean? That starts this week, doesn't it? I think their defense is still intact. No? Michigan offense from last year is almost gone. That's going to kill us, especially against teams like Penn State. Oh yeah. Well, we're not going to beat Ohio State anyway. So it's not like we'll beat Ohio State. Penn State always gives us fits. That'll be a game right down the wire though. Last year they should have beat them. Who was the kid that dropped the touchdown pass for Michigan? Oh man, the young wide receiver. Can't remember his name. He dropped it right on like the 1 yard line, going in late in the game to actually win it. It would have won it. I can't think of his name. Ronnie Bell. That's it right there. Yep. Good job. Good job, One Pride. Thanks, buddy. Ronnie Bell. That kid, man, showed they promised last year. I'm definitely going to get into some Michigan football this year, though. I got to go over that roster, though. Because like West Branch was saying, man, they lost a lot of guys, especially on offense, and I was saying that too. I think it's going to be tough. I like that Milton kid, though, man. He's a big kid. He can do some big things, I think, man. McCaffrey's gone, so he's not going to be breathing down his neck. I think they're just going to concentrate on Milton, so it's nice. Yeah, McCaffrey went to Milton, so it was a starter by default. They play Minnesota to Stafford. I thought they should have went with Milton anyways, man. Honestly, I like McCaffrey, but I'm not sold on him being a quarterback. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't see enough of him. But I like that Milton kid, man. I think he's got the better arm. He's got the better. I think he's got the better talent. He's raw though. Peoples Jones, Tariq Black, Nico Collins, all gone. I don't know who playing receiver. That's the thing. Ronnie Bell, he's one of them. Yeah. Who's the running back? I can't even think right now, man. Michigan State probably going to go 0-8. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with it. Their quarterback situation's a little tough. I don't know what they're going to do, man. Mel Tucker, I don't know what he's going to do, man. He got thrown into a bag of garbage, man. That guy. I kind of feel for him. D'Antonio screwed that team over, man. Stafford is really good at targeting different players throughout the game. Who do you think will have the most receiving yards? Yeah, man. Stafford hit 10 different receivers last week. You know what I mean? 10 guys. That's impressive. Man. You don't see that a lot, man. He threw the ball to everybody. Who thinks going to have the most receiving yards? Oh, Kenny Golladay. Kenny Golladay is going to have a huge day. And Marvin Jones, I don't know. I've been asking that question for 3-4 weeks now. You know, the first game or two, I was like, all right, Marvin Jones is taking a little bit to get going. Let's go. At about the third, fourth, fifth game, I was like, I've been calling for him for the last 2-3 weeks, and he has not shown up. And I don't expect him to show up I don't expect him to show up. And Danny Amendola's having a better year than him. You know what I mean? When's enough going to be enough, though? It's time to start playing. It's time to start playing Cephas. I don't know why they're not playing Cephas, man. Play him more. He was getting targeted the first couple games. I know Kenny Golladay was out, but that must show you something that he was playing better than Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones was supposed to be the number one guy when Golladay was out, right? Marvin Jones wasn't doing squat. Cephas was at least getting looks. So play Cephas. Enough of this footing around. They just love to the Lions coaching staff. They love to pussyfoot around. They never take chances. Like, play the kid. Play him. He's a better option right now than Marvin Jones. Bench Marvin Jones. But I guess in the same kind of way, man. Yeah. You got to showcase him, right? You have to showcase Marvin Jones. So if you want to trade him, but we're 5 weeks in, guys. The trade deadline's in a couple weeks, isn't it? Like 2-3 weeks. So he doesn't show up now. He doesn't show up this Sunday. My God, you'd be lucky to get a 7th round pick for him. Like, for real. I'm not even joking anymore. I'm not even joking anymore. He doesn't show up against the Atlanta secondary, who's arguably the worst secondary in the league. Then I don't know what you're going to get for him. You might as well just not trade him, because you're not giving him up for a 6th or 7th. You might as well just hold on to him. Michigan always good enough to be a top 25 team, but never enough. That's it, buddy. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head right there, bro. Losing to Rutgers, Northwestern Indiana, that ain't happening. Yeah. You won't, man. You'll beat those guys. They'll probably go 3-5, to be honest. Yeah. Well, if it's Rocky Lombardi, he ate Michigan and Ohio State pretty good in his freshman. Rocky Lombardi, yeah, that's the quarterback for you guys. I'm bidding to buy the Lions. Oh, hey, man, you got that money. Do it, bro. Make me the GM. Make me the GM. I wonder what the record for different receivers getting a reception in a game. Stafford had to be close with 10. I wonder what that is. I could look it up. Want to look it up? Let's see what. How do I word this? Boys? How many different wide receivers have caught balls and passes in the NFL? No. I'm wording it wrong. How many different wide receivers have caught passes mostly in a game? I'm saying it wrong. I'm saying it wrong. I know what to say. What's the record for different receivers catching a ball in one single game? What is the NFL record for most receivers with a catch? Well, this one says there's no real answer. This guy's saying 15 players caught passes in a preseason game. This guy's saying that the Packers with 12. So the Packers did it a couple times. I don't know how true that is. That makes sense, man. Guys like Favre and it's probably Rodgers, different receivers, running backs, tight ends. You know what I mean? That's what's included. So I remember saying about coaching staff, play the talent. What the hell are they waiting for? It pisses me off. Yeah. Well, Michigan can't seem to win their key games, and that blows. Especially their season against Ohio State. Oh, yeah, man. Hail to the victor. Remember that Michigan State has also lost 4 straight to Ohio State. Oh, for sure. Both our teams can't beat them. It's sad, but ours is not. It's 4-9. 4, not 9. That's true. Anyways, guys, I'm at about an hour and 50. I got about 8 people in the chat. Hail to Walmart. I don't even get that. The Walmart Wolverine. What does that mean? Because they sell a lot of gear there. I don't even get what that is. I've never gotten that. I've never understood that. Hail a Walmart Wolverine. What does that mean? So I know whenever I used to go to the States, I've been there once. It's a stupid virus, but every time I go there, there's tons of Michigan gear, tons in like Walmart. Is that what it is? And then you'll see like a banner of Michigan State, and like maybe like a coffee mug. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's just weird. Ohio State on a totally different level than any other team in this conference, which isn't saying much. Yeah, Ohio State just like they're like Alabama, Clemson. You know what I mean? In the Big Ten, just roll teams, man. They just roll them. The Big Ten is a good conference. It's okay. It's not. Penn State's good. I love Penn State's colors. I love their. I love that. I love that. I love the Panther there, or whatever. There's a cougar. I don't know what the hell that is. Penn State, Nittany Lions. You know what I mean? So it's okay. Yeah, there's a lot of Michigan things at Walmart here. That's what it's weird. Meyer turned Ohio State into an SEC team that plays in the Big Ten. Pretty much, bro. Well, let's say the Michigan stuff at my Walmart at 10 not to make it. What'd you do with it? Throw it in the trash? At your Walmart? What do you mean? Dump it off on the side of the road, bro? Drop it off in a spot. I'll come get it. I always thought Walmart Wolverine were the fans who didn't go to school at UM, instead just buy their shirts at Walmart. That's a pretty good one, Detroit fan, man. If that's the case, that's even funnier. Go to school at UM, instead they just buy their shirts at Walmart. That's phenomenal. Michigan alum, eh? Michigan alum. Circa 1972. No, Penn State has the same as Michigan. Can't win a key game. Big Ten is the second best conference next to the SEC. Yeah. Everybody's a Michigan fan. Not everybody, bro. Not everybody. This thing's coming off. It's too damn hot. Losing it. But I've been on here for 2 hours, guys. Any more questions? Any more questions? I got to go visit the Fam Jam. I got to go give my little girl a kiss goodnight and hang out with my family and watch The Haunting of Bly Manor. Good show. Good show. Give it a look. But unlike Michigan, Penn State has actually managed to break through there. It's enough out of you. I'm not a Skull fan. Go back to this guy. All right, guys, you got anything else? 2 hours I've been on there. 1 hour, 55 minutes. I'm gonna give it a rest. I'm gassed. I'm tired. days. Can't sleep at night, man. So hopefully this helps me sleep tonight. And we'll do this again hopefully next week. I just don't have a set time. Well, actually, next week I can't do it. I'm on afternoons. That's okay. It's crazy difference between the SEC and the other Power 5. Later, Steve-O. Thanks, brother. See you on Pride. See you, brother. Good night, honey. I'll never live that one down. That was unbelievable. All right, guys. Have a good one, man. Go Lions. Go Blue. Go Tigers, even though they're not playing. All right, let's go, guys. Peace. Boom.